Our next speaker is John Riddell. John is a member of the International Manifesto Group and a founding director of the Comintern Publishing Project. John has edited a whole lot of the early Comintern's papers. So we are very pleased to hear from you, John. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Radhika. It's wonderful to speak to so many fine comrades around the world today. Well, the theme today is the slogan of the Communist Manifesto, "Workers of the World Unite." This celebrated call, first voiced by Marx and Engels almost 2 centuries ago, continues today to resound in the struggles of working people worldwide seeking political and social liberation. However, the Communist Manifesto's appeal was heard at first only in Europe and European settlements overseas. Only following the Russian Revolution of 1917 did the manifesto's call for universal workers' unity gain global resonance. The principles of the Communist Manifesto and the Russian Revolution found expression initially in the struggle to defend the newly formed Soviet Republic from a host of invading anti-Soviet armies, including, unfortunately, a contingent from Canada. The Soviet Republic's defenders also included about 50,000 Chinese workers resident in Russia, who joined the Red Army to defend the Russian Soviet Republic. 2 years later, in 1919, the Communist International was launched as the vehicle to unite working people worldwide and, pardon me, and carry the message of the Communist Manifesto to every continent. The following year, the Communist International rallied 2,000 delegates from Central Asia and the Middle East at a historic Congress convened in Baku, Azerbaijan in 1920. The International set its strategic goal, as has been pointed out by our colleague Zheng Fu, as nothing less than, quote, the overthrow of international capital and the establishment of workers' power throughout the world. This goal was elaborated in the appeal of the 1920 Baku Congress to all victims of colonialism the world over to join the struggle for complete equality of all peoples and races, whatever language they may speak, whatever the color of their skin, and whatever the religion they profess. The Congress called for, and I quote again, liberation of all humanity from the yoke of capitalist and imperialist slavery, for the ending of all forms of oppression of one people by another, and all forms of exploitation, end quote. The Baku Congress rallied close to 2,000 delegates, mostly from the Mideast and Central Asia, including a recorded 8 Chinese participants. A subsequent gathering of delegates from the Far East and Central Asia included no less than 42 Chinese delegates and was convened by the Communist International in 1922. 3 years later, imperialist military forces stationed in Shanghai unleashed murderous gunfire against Chinese anti-colonial demonstrators. Horror at this colonialist atrocity spread not only in China, but throughout Russia, Europe, and beyond. In response, a solidarity movement sprang up in several continents. The resulting Hands Off China campaign resounded worldwide. It was coordinated by a solidarity organization called International Red Aid, led by members of the Communist International. Material aid and funds were gathered and sent to the embattled people of China. The central leader of Red Aid, the German communist Willy Münzenberg, declared its goal in these words: "We want to form a holy alliance. We, the white, yellow, black, and differently colored underdogs, for the liberation of all those who suffered." Workers' meetings in Europe were addressed by Chinese socialists, while in Beijing, a historic rally of 100,000 Chinese workers greeted a European socialist speaker with passionate enthusiasm. In this manner, the central concept of the Communist Manifesto, "Workers of the world unite," won an expanded audience on a global scale. Historians Enfu Cheng and Jun Wang have drawn our attention to the underlying principle of this internationalism, namely that, and I quote, "The interests of the proletarian struggle in any one country should be subordinated to the interests of that struggle on a worldwide scale." And that, I quote again, "A nation which is achieving victory over the bourgeoisie should be able and willing to make the greatest national sacrifices for the overthrow of international capital." As these historians have pointed out, the application of this internationalist principle by the Communist International was marked by some missteps and errors. Nonetheless, in fact, the Communist International provided material support in various forms, as well as systematic, theoretical, and strategic guidance to the Chinese Revolution. The ideas of the Communist Manifesto live on today, finding expression in struggles against oppression and for liberation in every country, and on every continent. It is a joy for us all to join together today in giving expression to the core ideas of communism's great manifesto. Thank you very much.
I'm Michael Hudson. I'm appearing here for the International Manifesto Group. If you like this video and ones like it, please subscribe. For more information, go to the address on the screen.